Welcome to the Explainer. So, you're trying to land your first developer role, right? And I bet you're hitting a wall with what we call the experience paradox. You know the drill. Every entry-level job suddenly demands 3 years of experience. Or, my personal favorite, 10 years of experience in a coding language that literally came out 5 years ago. It's totally backwards, isn't it? I mean, how on earth do you get 3 years of experience when you're starting at zero? Well, look, you're definitely not alone here. Software engineer Ayman Musa actually pointed out that this is the exact problem literally everyone faces when they pivot into tech. It feels like this massive, impossible barrier. But hey, we're done feeling stuck. Because here is the core thesis of our explainer today. This is what you need to remember. Experience can be manufactured. Yep, you absolutely do not need to sit in some corporate cubicle just to build valid resume-ready proof that you can code. Today, we're giving you the exact blueprints to totally bypass the traditional gatekeepers.
All right, let's jump right in. Strategy 1, virtual internships. This is honestly one of the fastest ways to get heavy-hitting names on your resume, and you don't even have to survive a brutal 6-month interview process just to fetch coffee, right? If you just search for coding virtual internships, you're going to see that massive global companies, we're talking JP Morgan Chase, EA Games, Walmart, Wells Fargo, they all offer these completely free virtual programs. They simulate real-world developer tasks. You just jump in, complete the assignments, and boom, you earn a legitimate certificate. You can literally put on your resume that you were a software engineering intern at EA Games. Instant credibility. Moving right along, let's look at strategy 2, the freelance fast track. So the idea here is incredibly simple, but so effective. You're going to hop on Google Maps and target physical, non-technical businesses in your local area. Plumbers, electricians, construction crews, local barbers. These folks are absolute wizards at their trades, but let's be real, a lot of them have zero web presence. By offering to build free websites for these brick-and-mortar spots, you are generating legitimate commercial experience for your portfolio. And the best part? Google Maps literally tells you right on their listing if they're missing a website. Okay, here is your exact 4-step playbook. Step 1, find a local shop without a site. Step 2, just call or email them and say, hey, I'll build your website, 100% free. Step 3, and trust me, someone always says yes within a week or two. You go to a site like Envato Elements, you don't even need to code this from scratch. Grab a slick professional template, swap in their text and photos, and you are 90% done. Step 4, deploy it on a cheap custom domain. The whole thing is crazy fast. And if you're wondering if this actually works in the real world, check this out. Ayman Musa talked about his student, Leopold, who snagged a $50 an hour software engineering role just 3 weeks into his job hunt. 3 weeks. How? He literally just built a simple landing page for a lumber trading company. Or take another student, Anthony. He landed a $65,000 a year job by revamping a basic HTML and CSS brochure site for a local nonprofit. Doing this gives you real clients, real phone numbers for references, and undeniable commercial experience. Next up is strategy 3, the power of packaging. Now, there's this really counterintuitive truth when it comes to side projects. We always think we need to invent the next crazy complex AI to get noticed, right? But that is a massive trap. Look at these 2 approaches. Option 1, you've got super complex backend code, but the UI is clunky and looks like it's from 2004. Option 2, a ridiculously simple app, like a basic habit tracker, but it's gorgeous, clean, professional design. Which one gets you hired? It's option 2, every single time. Because the non-technical recruiters, the people literally guarding the gates, they are judging your work on presentation, not your algorithmic depth. So the crazy reality is that 90% of your project success comes down to how it looks. Take a student named Daniel, for example. The guy was a back-end genius, but his front-end skills were, well, pretty rough. His apps looked clunky, and he was getting 0 callbacks, literally 0. So he took just a day or 2 to overhaul the UI, slapped on a clean landing page, made it responsive, and he didn't even touch the back-end code. Bam! He instantly went from getting ghosted to signing a $90,000 job offer. So how do we actually package a project like this? Keep it simple. Build a basic tool, like a to-do list or a habit tracker, kind of like that app Polar Habits that blew up on Product Hunt recently. Then you design a sharp logo. Buy a real custom domain. Get a LinkedIn company page going, and set up social profiles. When a recruiter Googles your project, it needs to look like a real, functioning startup. Suddenly, you aren't just some random coding student. You are legitimately a founding software engineer. Sounds a lot better, right? Let's move on to strategy 4, proving skills directly. If you want to skip the whole automated resume scanner nightmare entirely, take a look at this number, 14. That's the age of a coding prodigy that Ishan Sharma recently interviewed. At 14 years old, literally a 10th grader, this kid completely bypassed every single traditional degree and age requirement out there. So how exactly did a 14-year-old pull that off? Well, he sure didn't use a standard job portal. Instead, he cold emailed the founder of a startup called XenoML. He showed off some very specific machine learning projects he'd built. That got him an interview. He then crushed a peer-reviewed take-home challenge and walked away with a huge 60 lakhs per annum offer. That's 60 LPA for a machine learning ops role. He just proved his skills directly. And the cool thing is, there are actually platforms designed to help you do exactly this. One of my absolute favorites is Geektastic. It's this awesome skill-based platform where developers can actually get paid to review code. But the real kicker is that completing peer-reviewed challenges fast-tracks you to remote jobs. It completely deletes those annoying automated resume bots from the equation. Here's how it works. You start off with quick express challenges. As you prove yourself, you unlock the real-world take-home challenges. If your code is top-notch, they might even invite you to their paid review team, where you can make like £50 an hour just reviewing code on the side. But here is the real magic. Top hiring teams look directly at your challenge results. You're showing your raw skills to human reviewers, and companies will actually come to you with the perfect role, completely sidestepping the traditional hiring filter. But hey, what if you're starting from absolute zero? Like maybe you're a student trying to build up those very first projects. Well, you have to check out Applaa. Applaa is an AI app builder made specifically for kids and students. It lets them instantly generate real working React apps just by typing out a description in plain English. The workflow on this is just wild. You literally type, "Build me a quiz app about space," and Applaa instantly writes all the React components, the game logic, the styling, the whole shebang. You check out the live preview, tweak it with a few more text prompts, and then hit publish. It's live on the web just like that. The platform is actually aligned with India's NEP 2020 educational guidelines, and it even lets students earn real money when people play their games. It is hands down the perfect way to build a real-world portfolio and get commercial proof without needing years of coding experience. Which brings us to the blueprint to your first role. All right, so we've covered the ultimate proxies for traditional work experience today. Virtual internships, local freelancing, sleek UI packaging, and direct skill platforms. Whether you use these to get massive brand names on your resume, or you build a free site for your local plumber, or package a simple habit tracker so it looks like $1 million, you are manufacturing your own experience. You are kicking the door open. Now, once you're in the room, it's on you to absolutely nail that interview. But that initial barrier to entry, it's completely an illusion. You do not need a cubicle to kickstart this career. The tools are right in front of you, the gatekeepers are gone, so the only question you really have to ask yourself now is, what are you going to build today?